Hey, this is Mike from WoBistDude. Today we're going to be interviewing with Allie over in Goa, India. Allie recently started a new business to help local artisans and empower them for the products that they make. Allie kicked off her adventures with a badass blog post, and you can see the links in the description below. But today we're going to ask her some questions and learn a little bit about what she does.
Hi, I'm Allie Dietzek. I am the founder of Rainwalla, and I grew up in New York and Connecticut and spent my career in customer experience innovation. A few years ago, I had this dream of quitting my job and traveling until the money ran out, and I ended up in North India, and I met an artisan named Sunny. Sunny was in Manali, and he was making these amazing macrame pieces like the one that I have on my head. And I thought to myself, wow, these would really sell in the US. But I got back to the US, and then I started to see lots of people selling things that they had bought somewhere else in the world. The only problem was they were buying them wholesale in places like India or Indonesia, and then selling them at a very high margin in the Western world. But the artisan wasn't really seeing the benefit of this really high margin business because, of course, they're selling in India or somewhere else where customers want to pay India prices. And so I thought, I think these products are things people really want, but how can I do this in a way that actually benefits the artisan? How can I connect the artisan to that customer who is willing to pay more for the product? And so that's sort of where the idea for Rainwalla was born.
Describe the community of Goa. Why did you choose this place to start your endeavor?
Goa is sort of a vacation place, both for tourists and also for India tourists. It's a beach town. It's somewhere that I've been before. But the main reason for coming to Goa is because this is where Sunny is for the season. Right now, Sunny is in Goa for high season, and I wanted to be where he is to get things launched. The other reason why Goa is great at this stage in the business is because I get to see lots and lots of tourists from all over the world and kind of see their reactions to the shop. So I'm sitting in the shop right now, I kind of see what people gravitate towards, I see what they buy, I see what they like, and how they feel about pricing. And so it's a little bit of a test for me and gives me some good insight into who might buy and why.
How are local artisans vulnerable to bargain-hungry tourists? And more importantly, what can they do to become more aware of the impacts of their actions when they're abroad?
Local artisans are very vulnerable when it comes to pricing because the things that they are making are their livelihood. And so when customers are bargaining with them, they want to make the sale. They want to make the sale. And for them, another 50 or 100 rupees, which is about $1 US, goes a really long way. So 50 or 100 rupees could be a meal here in India. And so for them, it's a big deal. But for customers, they feel like they want another 50 rupees off the price or another 100 rupees off the price, and they're kind of bargaining relentlessly to get the price down, down, down. And that's what happens in a place like India where customers expect things to be really cheap, understandably. I had my own experience in Rishikesh about 3 years ago where I was that relentless bargainer, and I was haggling. I wanted it cheaper, cheaper, cheaper. And when the sale was finally made and the artisan agreed to sell me the product for the price I wanted, I was feeling happy. But then I realized that the person who just sold me the product was not happy. I was walking away from the sale happy, and she was leaving the sale feeling like she had just given up something that she made for a lot less than she would have liked. It was an icky moment where I felt like from now on, when I'm bargaining, I want the person who is selling to me to be happy, and I want to be happy. I want both people to be happy. It's really important that both parties feel good about the transaction and not just that the customer gets the cheapest possible price. Look, customers have to be smart when traveling because there is a reality around customers getting taken advantage of, right? In no way am I suggesting that customers shouldn't bargain, but I think you have to know what the limit is, and you have to really kind of look at the human being that you're doing business with and feel whether the price that you're discussing is appropriate. And if you really pay attention to that, you can feel when you're being taken advantage of as a tourist, and you can also feel when you might be taking advantage of an artisan as a tourist.
What is a sustainable artisanal economy, and what do you mean when you say, may the local artisan reign supreme?
So the sustainable artisanal economy, what do I mean by that? These artisans are working with their hands all day. I mean, it probably took half a day to make this thing I'm wearing on my head. I believe that artisans deserve to be compensated fairly for the work that they're doing. So the sustainable artisanal economy refers to making it sustainable for artisans to earn a living being artisans. Otherwise, they're totally at risk of machines taking over their jobs. May the local artisan reign supreme means may the local artisan be treated like a king. Typically, we think of these people as the bottom of the totem pole, but actually they have skills that none of us have, so we have to change our thinking.
Okay, next question. From where did you develop your passion for handicrafts?
I think it was a combination of my mom and my Aunt Susie. They just took me to so many markets and shops when I was younger, and I just was always touching everything, always feeling the fabrics. My mom would go shopping for a dress for a wedding or something, and I would be running around the store, touching everything, attracted to things that shined and sparkled. As I started traveling when I got a little bit older, I started to spend time in local markets and started to really pay attention to textiles and patterns and ways of doing things. And I think it's kind of that combination of both maker culture, like really appreciating what people make with their hands and how they make, but also what that maker culture says about the broader culture wherever you are. So for example, in India, I just feel that I learned so much about Indian culture from the handicrafts that people make and sell here.
So you talked quite a bit about this artisan named Sunny in your blog post. Could you give us some detail about who he is, what he creates, and his exact role in your business?
So Sunny is the first artisan that I met when I was in Manali in 2015. The reason I felt so connected to Sunny was because he didn't push anything on the customers. He wasn't standing in the front of the shop saying, come on, I'll give you a good price. He was sitting in the shop, he was making with his hands, literally with macrame in his hands, sitting on the floor with no shoes on, serving chai with Hindi music blasting, and it was just this wonderful, I'm laughing because Sunny's here and he's hearing me talk about this. He just had this amazing vibe about the shop, and the whole shop was covered from floor to ceiling in macrame, and so I was attracted to the shop. So I came inside and I started talking to Sunny, and it really was a very cultural experience, drinking the chai, taking the shoes off, sitting on the floor, just talking for hours, even though I didn't spend very much money the first time. I bought one anklet, but still, Sunny treated me as a friend, and we spent time talking together, and I probably hung out there for like 2 hours. And there was just this very luxurious quality about his products and about his shop. He took it really seriously. There was a ton of attention to detail in the way that he merchandised, and I was just really attracted to those things. Even now, coming back 3 years later and doing business with Sunny, he just has an amazing heart. We talked about pricing and how to fairly compensate the artisans, because now there's a few people who are making macrame for him. And he just always wants to do the right thing, and that's why I feel really strongly and positively about doing business with him.
What was your preparation process before going to Goa?
Preparation, that's funny. So I have known for 3 years that I thought this could be a business, but I really didn't prepare much to come to Goa. I actually left New York and started traveling, and at first I took a few weeks to just be on vacation, and then I kind of had a light bulb moment. I was with a former coworker who now lives in France, and it was in France talking with her about other business ideas that I just realized I need to make this happen. And so I was not really prepared to move to Goa, but I did it anyway, and just started doing all of the things I knew how to do first, and started learning some of the things I don't know how to do next.
Okay, so you're starting your new business, you're doing something that you've thought about for so long, years even, you're investing your own money, you're going out on your own. Are you excited? Are you nervous? Describe how you're feeling.
So I'm feeling very excited especially because a lot of the macrame arrived yesterday, but I'm also scared shitless. I mean, this is all my money that I'm investing into this business, and I really believe in this idea. I really believe that these products are worth people paying for, and so I think customers are gonna love the product. But you know, the business model is a challenging one, profit sharing, and I want everybody to be compensated fairly. I also want the customer to have a fair price. And sometimes when I think about this business model of profit sharing with the artisans, I think to myself, it's almost so obvious that someone must have tried to do this before, and so it freaks me out because it makes me go, what hole am I not seeing that somebody is gonna, poke in this business? But I haven't found it yet. So, I find little wrinkles, but so far I've been able to iron them out, and so I think it's all gonna be okay. I'm trying to keep my head up. It's challenging starting a business from India. There are some digital infrastructural challenges, but overall, on the whole, I'm really, really, really excited to see if this can work. And you know what? If it doesn't work, at least I put my whole heart and soul into something, and I'll learn a shit ton for next time.
What stage are you currently at with the business, and where would you like to go in the next few months and even year?
Currently, I'm about 2 weeks from making product available for sale. I have a website up and running. I've started to do some testing with Google AdWords to see what the online marketplace could be like for people that I don't know who are not already in my network. The next few months are really about testing environments for the product. So how is it selling online? Can I sell it anywhere in real life, for example, at flea markets? Could I even sell it at markets in India? I think that pricing would have to change, but it's something I'm exploring. I think in a year from now, I would be super happy if I were able to benefit the local artisans, particularly the ones I'm starting with here on this macrame business, benefit them enough that they could, for example, buy their own computer or pay for an English class or just generally live a better life, because ideally I make them more money than they're currently making, and then maybe they don't need me anymore. Maybe I'm off working with another local artisan and building up their life. Thank you very much for allowing me to share my story. I really appreciate it. You can learn more at reignwala.com. It's REIGNWALA.com. Follow me on Instagram, Als5. I'll show you, I'll do a quick little tour of the shop. Sunny shop. You can just see it's just an absolutely beautiful environment. Have a great day, everybody.